Anonymous movie, Will the Real Shakespeare Please Stand Up? Screen snapshot. The screen I'm going to describe to you today takes place in a bar. Kit approaches Ben Jonson in a bar scene and is asking him who is the author of Hamlet. He does not believe that Will is the creator of this script, and he tells Ben that he knows that it's not Will because Will cannot write, he cannot form letters, never learned to in school. So he knows that it's someone else, and he knows that Ben Jonson knows who it is. Kit believes that it is a nobleman, and he wants to blackmail him to get money, but Ben refuses to tell him who it is. And at this point, Kit threatens him. And at this time in the play, the tone changes, and we find out that it is becoming more and more dangerous, and that speaking openly and being honest can have dark consequences. So we are just learning in this scene that politics play a big part. Queen Elizabeth has a complex relationship with Edward de Vere. Edward de Vere is later, we learn that he is actually her son. Although she never learns about this, she ends up having a steamy romantic relationship with him, becomes pregnant, and then is told by her chief counsel, Cecil, that she must go away and have the baby. So Elizabeth complies with this, only because she wants to save face, save her image and the image of her monarchy, of her country. This intimate relationship and emotional conflict that she has is deeply tied to the theme of the story, meaning that the theme involves secrets, secrets that are not told, power struggles between parties, and suppressing the truth for the good of the monarchy. Shakespeare-y theory. I really love the movie, and I like the concept of Edward de Vere. I liked his character, and that the idea that he wrote all of these and gave them to someone else to produce, and didn't take any credit for it, and did it all in secrecy. I did like the idea, but in reality, I just don't think that would have occurred. I think because everything was written with a feather and ink, I don't think that one person could have written and rewritten all of the plays with the complexity of what Shakespeare produced. I just don't think that one man did that. I think that it was a group of people. That's just my idea. The scene where Cecil tells Elizabeth that she must go away to have the baby. She has conceived a baby by Edward, and he is telling her that she must go away and have this baby, just like she did other illegitimate children, and they were all raised outside of her home and outside of her care. If at this point Cecil would tell Elizabeth that Edward is actually her biological son, I think this would have been a major change in the play. Elizabeth would have gone mad. She would have become very emotionally unstable. She may have turned dark and contemplated killing herself. At this point, the stage could go dark, all the cameras on Elizabeth and her features, her facial expressions of despair and the grim, dark side of a sin exposed. For Elizabeth to know that she had sinned and not be able to change that would have changed her image within herself, as well as for us all to see. My personal takeaway from this movie was, I enjoyed watching it, and I knew that the church and politics were very intertwined back in the days of the monarchy, but I had no idea how the theater also was involved in telling stories and giving us imagery of the royal family or the politics of the day. So in comparison to today, I feel like our social media, movies, television are all like avenues in which politics are revealed to us, how we learn things, and they can either be true or false. We don't really know a lot of times, and it's kind of similar to what was going on back in the days of Shakespeare with theater. Theater was a means of telling stories and exposing the truth, just like today we use modern technology to try to expose the truth to each other.